it's funny because being a serial cheater, you would think he would know better not to bring this girl to his house, where his girl actually has a key to his house.
There are so many things in this movie that I can point out, dude. I'm just like, why would you? What hit me hard, and it's just like, I'm not even in the situation, but when she said it, when she was just like, "You for everybody,"
Yeah,
that felt dirty. You know what I mean?
filthy.
If somebody said you for everybody, it's almost like I'm using you too. You know what I mean? Like
Filthy.
you ain't nobody. You for
Cause
everybody.
But it's not even that. It's everything she said. Cause she was like, cause first she was like, I ain't heard from you in like 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
But then she was like, yeah, I don't care if you got no girl. This is all I want. She was like, you for everybody. I would feel like underneath the earth if somebody told me.
And she was like, I feel sorry for your girl. I'm just like, man, like it was like, man, you still want to cheat?
After hearing all that,
it's a little degrading, man. It was just like, man, it's like you called me a B word or something.
Hey, I had to cover myself. I'm like, man, get out, get out.
For real.
I'd have made you an omelet and hash browns.
You for everybody is wild.
You are now tuned into Black on Black Prime.
Disclaimer: no matter if we liked your movie, liked your show, or hated the show, or hated your movie, doesn't matter. We respect you, shout outs to you, and we support you. And we try to get everybody else to support you like we support you. Black on Black Prime, we stand on what we say, though.
And just like always, if you didn't ask for our opinion, we didn't ask you to listen to it. So, sorry.
Click and turn it off. Hello, everybody.
What up?
We back with another one. This one is Serial Cheater. I want to say on Tubi, but it's not on Tubi yet. They probably about to drop it. But we paid to watch it. We paid on Vimeo.
Yeah, it's coming. They were saying I saw somebody's comment on the Serial Cheater page, and they were like, yeah, this is going to drop on Tubi or Prime at some point. But people didn't see it at the theater when they at the premiere. So, yeah. But you can catch it on Vimeo for $3.99, $5.99 if you want to rent it, and you can buy it for like $10.
Yeah, Vimeo made me mad, though, because I had to stream it from my phone. Because it ain't on Fire Stick or on Samsung TV. You gotta have Apple TV or some goofiness. But I just streamed it from my phone.
I was about to be hot for a minute because when I purchased it, I realized that I couldn't watch it in what's it called? What they call it? Landscape mode, where you turn your phone and it's like, bigger.
Mm-hmm. You said you couldn't do it?
Not at first, and I realized why I couldn't do it is because I tried to purchase it off the link they had on Instagram, so it was still like an Instagram mode. So when I click on the link, and it's like it was pretty much it took me from Instagram to Vimeo, so I had to literally log out of that and then go to the regular website on my phone and then watch it. I could flip the phone. I was about to be irritated. I was like, so I got to watch this like an Instagram video.
Cool. I was getting hot. I couldn't do it. So I had to just screen share and just watch it from my phone to the TV.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't do that no more. Amazon Prime from now on. Don't do that no more. I'm telling y'all how to run y'all business. But anyway, this is let me bring up the cast. I don't want to. You got the cast up?
Yeah. So the director is Thomas L. Harris. I think. He directed the last one that we love, the Christmas movie as well, right?
Yeah.
You got Jason's the main character, Christopher Collins. Shout out to him. You got Jada, Sierra, Angelia. Sierra Angelia. Let's do that. Sierra Angelia. She was the pretty much the advisor.
Yeah, she was like a relationship advisor. You know what's funny? This story. This is one of those stories. You be talking about it sometimes when they got a blueprint story. Mm-hmm. Like this story's happened on so many different movies.
Right. Yeah.
But the way they did it was like nice.
It was.
And once again, shout out to them for they used the same exact set that they used on the Christmas movie. But this is how you do it without a big budget. Like people need to take notes from this, man.
Yeah, it's just all you got to do is change a couple things around, and use the same houses. I think that same basement was the
Yeah.
went from the basement to the poetry night, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So.
When he they had a scene where he set up the date. My wife was laying in the bed behind me. I was sitting on the couch in the front watching it, and she was just like, "Yeah, that's nice. And I would like something like that." I look back like, man, shut up, man.
Just like, you want me to be a serial cheater too? Because I can be. Shut up.
Yeah, you start hating a little bit. There ain't nothing but some Christmas lights and maybe some curtains.
That'll be nice. It's just like, all right.
Yeah, relax, man. Let's watch this movie. Shut up. Shut up.
No, yeah, it's almost seemed like they went from the Christmas movie to this. Like literally, like I feel like they all had the same hairstyles from the last movie. Like when I saw over, like, remember the big dude with big, like he had the dreads or whatever, but he had the exact same like twist in his dreads. Old girl, the dark skinned girl that was his first girlfriend, she had the exact same hairstyle. Felt like that is from what I remember. Maybe they just maybe she should have had something different, but I honestly feel like it looked like they just filmed it like, hey, dang. Next order of let me put this down. Next order of business.
Hey, wait. It's funny because he got to cut that curse word. We're trying to do this. We've switched to no profanity, so it's hard for us not to curse. Right. But there are so many quotables in this movie,
dude,
that involve curse words. J. Will and what's his name? What's his name? The cousin. The what's his name that worked with Jada.
I think his name is Kamal, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not 100% sure. I had to look it up. Was it Kate? His name wasn't Peaches, was it?
Peaches.
Was it Peaches?
Yeah.
His name is KC Clark.
Man, both of them together like that the combination of them two is ridiculous. There was ridiculous in the Christmas movie. There was ridiculous here.
Yeah, they had me rolling. You know what? I had a thought, right? When I was watching this, I was just like, I think the reason why we like these movies, and this is not taking nothing away from it, like it's just our type of comedy. Like the stuff that he was saying, like the references to like movies, and you know what I mean. Like I feel like if we kicked it with him, like he would get all of the jokes that we say. You know what I mean?
My wife wasn't catching them references. I'm over there crying.
That's what I'm saying. And that's where my thought process went. I'm just like, I wonder if we put this on in front of any, like nobody else would laugh if they didn't know the references. So it's it's our comedy. That's why it's so funny.
It's so funny because it's not even without her catching the references, she couldn't take Jay Will. She was laughing too hard. She was like, I'm scared to sip while he's talking because
she was still laughing, but she didn't catch the rest. She catch like if it wasn't like a reference to like a movie, she was laughing. Like
she was still laughing at everything else he's saying. But dude, when he sat at that table, because he already said he didn't like the mama cooking. When he sat at the table, pulled out the money and said, "This is for the groceries, Miss Billy."
I was dying. I'll tell you, that's something that we will say, like just as a joke. You know what I mean?
Man,
like just movie quotes. Like I enjoy people that know movies and TV shows, so I can just like say certain things around the house around them, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't do that around my house because nobody knows the references. Like
nobody knows what you're talking about.
Like, what are you talking about? Like Martin, all of that stuff. I just say it. You know what I mean? It's in my head. Yeah. But yeah, dude, he cracking up.
Man.
He called dude Victor. He called dude. He was like, yeah, Victor Sweet just pulled up. They kept talking about his sweaters. He was cracking up, bro.
Hey, Jay Will is ridiculous, man. Like he's ridiculous. But I would say I think it's funny because they're natural. Like him and KC Clark, they're naturally funny. It ain't forced comedy. It ain't like play some goofy music and put on this accent or put in this mustache. You know what I mean? Right, like the shablamity. We don't get that when they just like, it's like you always have a partner like that talking crazy.
Exactly. And you could tell it's all improv. Like it's not like
I feel like they didn't write none of their lines.
Nah, it's not scripted, bro. Dude was at the table with his sister. He was just like, yeah, God pray for her. She used to eat hot dogs. Now she talks salad. Rolling. I was just like, this dude, anytime you see him, the scene gonna be funny no matter if they're trying to be serious.
Right. Like Casey Clark, like Casey Clark, just his facial expressions. When she was like describing him, and he was standing there watching, and he just kept doing his head like, I'm like, dude, they just stupid.
And Casey Clark, he always leave the building saying something. You can't barely hear him, but he'll always say something funny, like in the background.
It'd be like something under his breath.
Right. I'm like, this dude right here, man. They both just, they need a movie together as well. Like, but I don't know what it would be about.
We need that Thanksgiving movie, man. It's almost time. We need that Thanksgiving movie. We need it the same.
I'm gonna make a poster. I'm gonna make a poster and send it to him. Like, yo, dog, what we doing? Y'all not gonna do
Can we get this going? Man. Can we get this going?
For real,
man. So just about the movie. So it starts off with Chrissy Clark. What was his name in the movie? Jason and what's the the other lady? When I saw her, I was I thought about what Jay Will said about her in the other movie when he was like
about her lips.
And she got them soup coolers, boy. Them things is
that's Elizabeth Fox.
What was her name in here though?
Corey.
So it started off with them two. Where are they at? Like it's like you get that they're in a good relationship. It seemed like, right?
In the beginning, it seemed like they were like celebrating a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Was it hers? It was her.
For her,
right? Yeah, it was celebrating her promotion, and it looked like they were meeting because they had first. When you see them, they pulling up somewhere. I don't know exactly where they were at. Where he was talking to Jay Will, but it's like the next scene is like them at the mama's house.
Yeah, Jay Will had his car. And he was like, because remember he was like, you was smoking in my car. And he was like, I want to quote dude so bad, man. I just can't cuss.
Yeah.
He's like, my mama cooking. He was like, I ain't effing with old women.
Because he was on the phone with it. Oh, you could tell he talked to a woman. He was just like, I thought you said you had dementia.
He said, I didn't check you out. He was like, I ain't check out nobody but you from that old folks home. He was like, I thought you said you had dementia. How you remember anyway?
Yeah, he told her, he was just like, man, you know I'll F with your mama or your girl. I'm like, dude, even though I would love a friend like that, I don't know if I can have a friend like that all the time.
He never called her a girl. It was always that view.
That's what I said. That's why I couldn't do it. I was like, dude, you crossing the line, bro. Every time.
Hey man, he's stupid. But so he's plotting on getting engaged to her.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell like the mama like her, everybody like her.
Yeah.
So he seemed like a straight up dude, but then they go out. Like they out at the bar. It seemed like maybe it's supposed to be a men's night out. Cause she get up and she like, all right, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all kick it.
Right.
It's him and it seemed like his coworker was already engaged because he was like, how do you know you was gonna get engaged? And he gave him the whole background of like, when you ready.
Right.
He was like, if you just like her for her looks and for her accomplishments, you ain't ready to get married, basically. But he's still like, yeah, I'm still gonna do it. But then Jay will walk up. Man, he's stupid, man. He was like, why you got all these bottles up here like you bought out the bar? He's like, I knew you was gonna have all these little bottles like you bought out the bar. So. He's like, I got shots set up. The improv, I don't know how they made it through these scenes. Cause then he like come to the bar. So Jason walk off and he stopped and he was just looking at dude. He was like, I knew you was gonna try to go, man, stay here.
He was like, they ain't gonna like you anyway. Yeah. It's crazy because like you would think a movie like this would have like bloopers at the end. That's how like, they probably couldn't. They probably was like, dude, do not laugh at this dude because you know how like once them scenes or somebody says something, it was like it's just an improv or it probably feels like an improv. He can't do it the same way. It's probably not as funny. So it's just like they probably was caught off guard. They probably have to do that thing to where it's like they'll shoot the scene and then once he gets it out, they'll cut it. Because like, they probably laugh and it's like they had another scene at the end like it was, all together. So I was like, there's no way dude didn't laugh the whole time.
They gotta have a blooper reel, man. Drop them blooper reels, man, because it's just ridiculous. But they get to the bar, you see Jay Will had 3 girls set up. He was like, why you already do that? Act like he was gonna buy their drinks. He was like, why you already do that? Well, since y'all got those.
He started describing everybody. He was just like, it's my cousin Mike, it's short for my Keisha. He was just like,
he said, "This is my cousin. He got he a youth pastor."
He called him
Then he
youth
called
pastor
him.
a couple times.
He called him something else. He called him. It was another reference, man. I can't think of what he called him. Did he call him Tariq St. Patrick?
Yeah, he did. No, he called him James St. Patrick. He's like, he got the James St. Patrick sweater on. He a youth pastor.
He said, "Y'all can choose out of them. I already choose which one I wanted. I already chose which one I wanted."
That's
but anyway, so you see, so the girl, so this is where you find out Jason ain't no good, because the girl turned around and like lock eyes with him.
Mm-hmm.
Straight to the sex scene. It wasn't no in between. It wasn't no get to know you. It was like you could tell he had already been with her.
I had to turn my phone off. I was around people watching this or whatever. I just saw it and I was like, I knew it was coming. I knew a scene was coming soon or at some point because I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, you got to cover my phone on this part. So I heard it, but I didn't see it.
He was going crazy. And then it's funny because being a serial cheater, you would think he would know better not to bring this girl to his house, where his girl actually has a key to his house.
There are so many things in this movie that I can point out, dude. I'm just like, why would you? You know what hit me hard, and it's just like, I'm not even in the situation, but when she said it, when she was just like, "You for everybody," that felt dirty. You know what I mean? Like if somebody said you for everybody, it's almost like I'm using you too. You know what I mean? Like
filthy.
You ain't nobody. You for everybody.
But it's not even that. It's everything she said, because she was like, because first she was like, I ain't heard from you in like 5 months. Mm-hmm. But then she was like, yeah, I don't care if you got no girl. This is all I want. She was like, you for everybody. I would feel like underneath the earth if somebody told me.
And she was like, I feel sorry for your girl. I'm just like, man, like it was like, man, you still want to cheat?
After hearing all that,
it's a little degrading, man. It was just like, man, it's like you called me a B word or something.
Hey, I had to cover myself. I'm like, man, get out, get out.
For real,
I'd have made you an omelet and hash browns.
You for everybody is wild.
Oh. That's ridiculous. Yeah. But so then his girl walk in while they having the conversation.
I thought he was having a dream, because I was just like, "There's no way."
It did seem like a dream. It seemed like a dream, but I was like, when that happened, I'm like, and she got a key. First, you brought her to where your girl always is.
Yeah,
I understand it's your house, but she's always over there clearly, and she got a key.
Yeah, and as a person that decides to do that all the time, like, man, you would think that he would be a little more, just like you said, like he was just sloppy about it, like 100%. Like, dude,
we grew up on how to be a player,
for real. And I think women, this is just a thought. If you watch this movie, if you have to tell your boyfriend to be good when you leave, probably shouldn't be with him. I mean,
that's like a girl say that playfully too, though.
Nah, man, that's just like I mean, I would feel offended, depending on, I guess, because she said it in public. She just
like playfully. Girls say that all the time.
In the privacy of your own home, be like, all right, don't come in here, nobody. Don't have nobody in my house. Like jokingly, yeah, but like the way she said it was just like, all right, be good. You know what I mean? Like he did it before. I was like, man.
The crazy part is, so after that scene, she flashed or whatever, he goes to talk to his mom. Clearly, he has done it before.
Yeah.
Because the mom was like, how many times you going to do this? She was like, how many times? She's going to take you back, but how many times you going to put her through this?
Yeah, once mom said it too, it's just like, dude, that's a different story. It's just like your mom, he was like, you just like your daddy pretty much. It's like,
my mama told me that before too.
Like you just like your daddy?
No, never. Like,
almost like,
never. No,
I was talking about. Got me messed up.
Flip some tables in here. I didn't know him. When his mama was like, she was like, how many times you gonna do her like that? She's a good girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need to just leave her alone if you can't get it together. So my mom told me that before, after I got put out like the 5th time.
Like oh snap.
She's like, you need to cut that out. Like, just leave it alone. So basically, that's what his mom told him. Like, she kind of said you acting like your daddy. But it's there. You can see there was a history there on that because he knew about how his daddy was.
Right. You know, and she said it in the movie at some point. She was just like, you got the nerve to be mad at how your daddy treated me. And that hit hard too. I'm just like, yeah, dudes is like that though. Like dudes will be like, I don't like my daddy. He cheated on my mom. But go do the exact same thing to other women. It's just like, well,
like, like shut up. If you ain't
I want my son to be just like, I'm mad at you, daddy cheated on mommy. Just like, bro, like literally, how many girls you got come through here? You know? I was like, man, come sit in my seat.
Hey, okay. After that, he decides to take his mom's advice and let her go. This part of the movie, he's no longer a cheater.
What you mean? Because
he's let her go, and he's single. So the whole Jada coming to see if he's a serial cheater, it don't work because he's not with nobody.
Well, I don't know if they was trying to see if he was a serial cheater versus like she was trying to get him to be a good man. Like I guess her role is to get him to fall in love with her and like not want to cheat anymore.
No, so they were trying to break the serial cheater curse, but she was like, remember, she was like, I called my friend over there, and when I went to the bathroom, he got her number. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's not a red flag. Y'all ain't together.
That's true. That is true. That part.
You know what I'm saying, like that's not signs of being a serial cheater. If y'all had settled down and he got that number, okay.
Especially on the first day that y'all meet. Like that was the first day they met or something like that.
No, that was the second. That's the second time he saw her.
But they weren't on a date.
No.
Yeah, so it's just like if he get a million people's numbers, that's just his prerogative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's life. He ain't with you.
Yeah.
But when he met Jada, she just like popped up. It is funny because like somebody would be like, "That's far fetched," because the way how good she looked, and she just like dove on him like that. That happens. Girls be aggressive.
Depends. Like, yeah, it's they're out there. You know what I mean? Like if they want you, but I don't know if they look like that though.
They do. And they be aggressive. Girls know what they want. Girls know what they want, and they don't care about your situation. And they know they look good, so they know they can do that. So she just like show up, she buy him a shot, she grinded all up on him, and then she just disappeared into the night. So he was trapped, like he was stuck.
Yeah, I think her. I mean, it's a movie, but I think her, like, you know, the idea of meeting somebody at a bar, right, and getting them sprung or whatever, like, to see, and then, like, coming back, you know what I mean, to have the same thing. I was like, I would probably forgot about you at that point.
That's how I met my wife.
Debunking everything. He was like, to me, because I was like, if I go to a spot and I see somebody, I'm like, man, she bad. I have a bad memory when it comes to like faces, right? So if I saw you and it was just like, oh man, she was fired. Like I wish I would have talked to her. The next time I go to the bar, I'm probably not gonna remember what you look like. That's just
I feel what you're saying, but it's different because it's energy. So with my wife, it was energy that was passed. It wasn't even it wasn't about how she looked and all of that. It was just that energy in there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I guess that's different if you actually are meeting the person in y'all. Because I feel like they just had like this quick like exchange in the beginning. It was like they danced and it was a wrap. Like I don't even feel like he got a good look at her. It's just like I saw her kinda, I danced with her, and then she was gone. Versus an exchange, like we had a conversation. I can remember that.
No, ain't no words need to be said. It was just an energy. It was the energy of it.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't have that type of
I had it.
I never had that type of energy given to me to where I remember you. Like we didn't talk. I was like, I don't remember who you are.
Nah, it's very possible. It happens. Okay. But so anyways, like that happens, and that's all he could think about from then on. But then after that, we find out she's working for Peaches, who happens to be the cousin of what was her name again?
Jada.
No, she's the cousin of the other girl, the one that he proposed to and the one he broke up with.
Who's the cousin? Oh, Corey's the cousin for Peaches. Corey's Peaches' cousin?
Yeah.
I didn't think they was related at all.
The girl that is that her name, Corey? The first girl,
the dark skin one.
Yeah, that's Peach's cousin.
Oh, okay, I didn't catch the cousin part. I thought that she just reached out to like a person that she knew, and then Peaches reached out. I didn't know that was her cousin.
Yeah, that was her. That was her.
Because in that case, why she didn't know what's his name looked like? Did she ever know what Jason looked like? I mean, not she, but he. Peaches didn't even know who Jason was.
Which is weird, but in the movie he said that was her cousin, and then Peaches said that was what's her name was her best friend. Jada was her best friend.
Yeah, I knew that.
And then like they ran that business together.
Yeah, that same business that that mail lady worked at, I think. Wasn't that same business? Remember the funny mail lady from the last one? Oh, that was the same office.
The same office. They used all the same sets and they did it beautifully. I respect that. They saved all kind of money and made a whole movie.
Do two more like that. They can do it.
They can do it, man. We wait for that Thanksgiving one. Yeah. This is how you know Casey Clark is funny. When they first show him doing the aerobics thing, normally that would be corny. Normally that would be the Shablamity, but he was funny in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. They're a different type of funny. They're it's like the Friday type funny. You know what I mean? Like it ain't nothing going on, but we see the hilariousness in it because it's naturally funny. So when he's doing the aerobics thing, I'm watching like it's gonna be one of them scenes, but I'm dying because I'm like, this dude is stupid.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely a I don't know if he's a comedian or not, but I was like, these dudes, man, they need to be on the road. Yeah, I want to see a stand up. I know Comic J Wood. I know he do stand up, but I feel like he's still like underground. Like, okay, I don't see him on. I don't see him on TV. I feel like you gotta go see him like live in person.
I feel like they just need to keep doing the streams of these movies. Just keep dropping these movies together, man. Both of them.
Yeah,
both of them. But so you find out Jada's basically working for Corey to it is kind of like two could play that game, kind of set him straight.
Yeah, that's pretty much the plot. If you think about it, just try to make him a better man, and you end up falling in love with the person that you're trying to like what's his name said. It's just like you went to work, and he's like you're doing your work pretty much, so to speak, or whatever. So I think early on I was laughing because I was just like, man, I think I knew it right away. As soon as she started dating old boy, as soon as Jada, went on her first little outing with Chris, I was like, she gonna fall for a dude. And it's just that simple. You know what I mean? This guy's a cheater. You know that you have work to do on him, but it's just like he mentioned poetry. And you just like, she gave him that look like,
oh. Yeah, I was like, got her.
I was like, that quick, huh?
Got her.
I was like, he's supposed to be a professional. I was like, she wasn't professional for one of those dates at all. Like she was already smitten. Like it was just that easy. I was just like, wow, hey. I think the first interaction without them talking, maybe, you know what I mean, when she just kind of went in there to dance with him, but once she actually started dating him, you already knew what the rest of the movie was going to be about. I was like, oh yeah, that's his.
It's a wrap. It was a wrap from there. Once she was it Whitmore, whatever the poet dude name is,
Walt Whitman.
Yeah, Walt Whitman. When he laughed and was like, "Hi, you on that 1800 stuff?" She was like, "Oh, he knows."
Exactly, like that easy. I was like, "Oh, I got you," off of a name. You know what I mean? Dude had me rolling when he took her to the poetry class, and he said, "Hey, he did the most corniest, easiest poem ever."
I want to say I respect him for that, because in a lot of these movies, the dude would drop a poem and everybody be like, "Oh, that was deep." For the fact that he did that poem, the first thing dude was like, "Boy, if you don't get on," because the whole time he's saying, everybody in the audience like.
Yeah, dude, because that's how I've been to a lot of poetry events and nobody gets booed, but it's like I be in my mind sometimes. I'll be just like, yo, come on, man. Like I saw a video recently of a dude, like he made a poem about like going down on a girl or whatever, and it was just like, come on, man, this is like a pandering poem, you know what I mean? Yes. It's like the waters of the juices fall through my mouth and down like a stream or a waterfall. I'm like,
hey, I've been writing poetry since I was 13, and I've always hated the voice users.
Yeah.
I was walking by the water. I've always hated that type of poetry. It's something about that. It seems performative. So it's like you're not supposed to judge nobody's poetry, but that's how I be feeling. So I like that they didn't make him like this super deep. He's really good at poetry, dude. He was just like corny.
He was up there rhyming. You know what I mean? He was like Martin, like Martin and Gina. He
said, "I promise not to do you like I did Tina." It's like, boy, if you don't get up.
But I think that part, like, even the fact that he tried made her really, like, you know what I mean, kind of fall a little bit. It's just like, okay, he did this for me or whatever. I'm just like, gotcha.
Yeah, and it's funny because it was like he was gaming her up, but he wasn't at the same time.
Yeah, like he was just being himself.
Yeah,
man, but he did, like, since you do that with everybody, and and I'm gonna keep it real. That's why it was hard to ever date multiple women for me. Like, I could do maybe 2, maybe 3. Like at the same time, I'll not be with them, but like date, because I'm not about to do the same stuff I'm doing with you at the same time with somebody else. I'm just not. Like, there's too much stuff to remember. Like, you have a conversation with somebody, it's just like you forget what they told you because you just had a date with somebody else. Like, it just wasn't for me, bro. It wasn't for me to be a person that just date hella people. Like, I don't care that much.
Nah, I don't. I wasn't into the lion thing. Like, I wasn't into playing a role. I'm gonna be myself. So it wasn't like I ain't never been with nobody without saying we're together. I haven't. That's never been. So I ain't never been in a position where like I'm with you. Right. Like, I'm with her. Whatever we doing over here is what we doing over here. And I'll be like that since I was a teenager. It ain't ever been no trying to. I don't got to keep track. I don't got to tell so and so like, hey, if so and so call, I'm over there with you. None of that. None of that.
That's not. It's not for everybody. You know what I mean? And it definitely wasn't for me because, like, I got not told off, but I just remember some girl, like, I'll never forget it. She was just like, I said that already, Brian. And that just made me feel like crap because I was just like, it's like you get on the phone with somebody you think you're playing or whatever. It's like, yeah, you know, blah, 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 blah. So what you did again? I already told you that, Brian. And I was just like, oh, yeah, I messed up.
I'd be like, well, tell me again. First of all, second of all, don't get smart. Clearly, I forgot.
We kept talking, but it was the fact that I was falling off. You know what I mean? I was just like, I don't remember. You know what I mean?
Oh, you were trying to juggle.
Yeah, I wasn't dating anybody exclusively, but I had a few that I was talking to at one time. I mean, and I don't remember everything. He was like, I already told you that, Brian. And I was like, I need to slow down. I was just like, I'm in here a little too deep. You know what I mean? I was just like, let me shut up. Let me not ask too many questions. That's what I stopped just asking questions like that. I'm like, let me just go along with the date.
Yeah, you got an attitude. Stuff. You got an attitude. I gotta go. You have a good night. Don't ever get smart with me.
I told you. I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. But yeah.
Where we at in the movie? So we basically see the montages of them just growing closer and closer.
Mm-hmm. Him and Corey and not Corey, but Jason and Jada. They're
right. It's funny. Even in that montage, we get another movie reference when Jay Will talking to him about like why you ain't beat yet, and then he look at the jar. I was like, nah, they ain't finna do the jar.
Not the wood, right?
The wood. I was like, nah, they ain't gonna do the jar. They did it. I was rolling. He's like, yeah, give me $20 because you didn't do it last night either, right? You gonna go and give me another $20.
I was happy that they didn't put too much on that. I was happy that wasn't like a part of the whole thing. Like they referenced it, and it just kind of went on another scene, and that was it. He was like, man, forget the jar. You know what I mean? But
they came back to it later.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was part of the movie. Like every 10 seconds you see, it was just like, man, you got to put the money in that jar because you didn't beat yet. But yeah, that was a funny part. Dude is always it's always gonna be comedy with him and what's it called? Like when she came,
you gonna laugh every time he's there.
He was like, "You a skeezer." He was just like, "You better try to find the pimples on your booty." I was like, "Why did you say that?"
My wife didn't catch that either. I was like, Nino Brown. I was dying.
You a skeezer.
When he came to the door singing, he opened it and slammed it in her face. She said, "Where Jason?" I just put him down for a nap. I always knew you was a skeezer. He was like, why you didn't tell me you was a prostitute? He had the 40. I could have put the 20 on the 10. I just wanted the top.
Hell out of pocket.
I'm like, how did they keep straight faces in the scenes, dude? I don't know how they kept straight faces. At the table, Chris was cracking when he was talking to his sister and her girl.
He was laughing low key. I didn't see it.
Look at it again. He couldn't he was trying to fight it, dude. He was, and then when he said that prayer, I'm like, come on, man.
Dude, come on, man. Out the prayer.
Oh my goodness!
I was like, I'm not gonna make it.
I was like, as soon as he said it, because I think I texted you 5 minutes in the movie. I'm like, this dude, I can't. 5 minutes into the movie,
I already knew it. As soon as the movie turned on, you see him. It was just like, I already know what's going down. This is he. I think I laughed the hardest at the Miss Billups comment though. He said a lot of funny stuff, but when he was just like, "This here, that's for the groceries."
Hey, when he pulled out the money and he started unfolding, I was sitting on the bed at that time. When he pulled out the money, started unfolding, I stood up. I said, "I know you're not about to." This is for the grocery, Miss Billups.
He paused and everything, which made it a comedy. It's like he didn't rush it.
Hey, my God. Hey, that was a genius reference at that time. That's only something you got to know the references to do that at that moment. That had to be freestyle.
Had to be. Yeah.
That had to be freestyle. But anyways, back to the relationship thing. So they growing close. She basically like extending the job because Peaches asked like, you ain't wrapped it up yet?
Right.
And she's like, no, I'm taking my time. So Peach is mad, like, well, what's she singing? He was like, E is for evicted.
Right. Yeah. She was singing a little Christmas song, and he was just like, look, E is for eviction. Like, we gotta pay rent. While you in here playing games, we still gotta pay this rent.
Right.
And I'm still confused on what type of I know they have the advisor business, but it was just like, what else are they doing in there? Why is Peaches in there?
I think Peaches finds the clients and she goes through with the jobs.
Oh, okay. Because I was just like that. To have an office for that business is crazy. Like y'all could have did that at the crib.
It was funny too because when Jason was talking to his partner about how he got back with his girl, he was like, "Yeah, man, this one girl like." After we broke up, she came in. I was paying for everything. I was doing all this. He was like, when it was time to hit, she just disappeared.
Yeah. Did you catch that in the beginning?
Yeah.
I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it right away to the end.
I did. No, right when he said that, I was like, oh.
That's the same.
He got set up. Yeah, he got set up.
I didn't catch it right away because I heard what he said, but I was just like, I didn't put two to two together. I didn't think he was going to be a character like that.
Right. Bless you. And it kind of confirmed it for me because after he told him that story, he was like, let me see a picture of her. He didn't show him the picture.
Okay.
So I'm thinking at one point he going to walk in and see her. That's what I was thinking the whole time.
Okay. Yeah. And at the pretty much almost at the end when he was just like, man, you never showed me a picture. Then that's when it kind of clicked. I'm like, oh, that's going to be the same girl. Watch. Yeah.
That was hilarious. So they end up, so Jason's falling for her. He's supposed to meet his sister at a restaurant to have lunch. But before that, Peaches was like, this client is willing to pay double. Like, we need this money, so you gonna have to do 2 dates at once. She was like, you gotta do 2 gigs in one time. So she like, whatever. You don't see her agree to it, but we know she agreed to it.
Right.
So they in the restaurant. First is Jason's sister get there, and then she see her coming out the bathroom. And it's like, oh, I'm like, oh, she gonna see her. But then he walk in, I'm like, oh, he gonna see her.
Yeah. He was just like, so you rush out my bed this morning to be out on a date? I'm just like, oh, wow, yeah. And I think right before that, he had just showed her that space for her poetry night. You know what I mean? He walked in there. He was he was like, yo, this is good for your poetry spot. And she was all thrilled and, surprised that, he even went through that or whatever.
Yeah.
To find it because he's a
real estate agent.
Yeah. So once that happened, it was like that's when the movie kind of take a turn, and he's back with Corey, and that was quick. I was just like, "Well, what happened?" I was like, "She was just in the bed, and I saw Corey." I was like, "What?" I was like, oh, "Okay."
Hey,
he quick.
My wife was like, "Girl, if you don't turn around, he is not happy." He was just sitting against the wall, like you watching TV, like he was just like,
yeah. I was just like, man, that's a cold game right there, boy. I was just like, you go right back to your girl like that after you just broke up. I was like, it was that because it felt like time had went by, like at least a month. You know what I mean? I'll say I'll give it a month, right?
Mm.
So it's just like he broke up with you after he cheated on you, which is wild. And then you know that he's dating this other girl.
Right. And then the crazy part is she told him before he broke up with her, if we get back together, you got to propose to me. I'm not coming back to you just to be back with you. So in that scene when she laying in the bed, it's like we know he proposed to her.
I don't know if I would want to marry a girl like that after that. Like once you say that, like if I made the mistake and cheat on you, I'm wrong, right? Yeah, I'm wrong. But if he was just like, it's like, man, sorry I did this. You know what I mean? She's trying to accept your apology. She was like, I don't want to just propose to me. I'd have been like, propose? Like, what?
No.
Like that makes you look crazy. That makes you look desperate. That makes it look like yo, like this is like you're not even taking what I did seriously. Like honestly, I feel like if he would have did that, if he would have married, he would have kept on cheating. Like he would have never stopped. Like, oh, this girl, she ain't gonna never leave me.
Cause she allowed it. Like you allow me to run over you. If you want to marry me, knowing everything I did, and this is fresh off the you caught me.
Right, exactly. I think the same week. You know what I mean? It was just like, yo, don't apologize, just marry me. Like what?
That don't make no sense.
Like now,
that don't make no sense.
Like it's funny how weird attraction is, because like a beautiful person can do one or two things to make you be like, ugh, like you kind of trash now. Like I don't want you
very
like just like your personality or you know the decisions that you make can make you trash no matter how you look.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Just a random thought. That didn't make no sense in here. A big thing between Jason and Jada was the fact that she couldn't dance. Though when he met her, they met and danced.
Like he pretty much like, cause I guess there's a difference between grinding and actually dancing.
I guess so. Maybe you're right.
Yeah, because I'll grind on a girl in the club all day. It look like I can dance, but it's like if you tell me to like break out and dance move, like somebody was like, Brian, just dance. I'm like, I'm not dancing. For what?
That makes sense.
I'm up against the wall dancer for sure. You know what I mean? Let me get up against the wall with some chick. I'll dance all night.
Not me. I can do both
for hours. You ain't gonna see me in there doing the running man. I can do a cold crip walk. That's about it. That's about it. But you ain't gonna catch me doing a bunch of other stuff like.
No, I'll be out there. But so how did she find out that he was like not into her no more? Does he tell her? Does he tell Corey like I can't remember that part, like how she figured out like this ain't working?
From what I remember, I'm thinking that it's just like he just wasn't himself. You know what I mean? Like he was like low key down in the dumps. Like, you know, anytime she probably hung out with him, he was just like, but I think they did have a conversation at some point, you know what I mean, to where she was just like, are you in love with her or something like that? Like, I feel like that was a part. I know she asked her. I know Corey asked Jada that, like, are you in love with him? But I think that they had a small conversation about it as well.
Because I remember she talked to her mom first, and then she was like unhappy about it.
Oh, you know what happened?
That's what it was.
We both got it at the same time.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know.
I remember she talked to her mom, his mom, and they were talking about it. And then he found out through Dude, like he put the pieces together, like he broke it down. Like, so after the girl you talking about, after she did all that, did you go back to your girl? He was like, yeah. He was like, why? He was like, yeah, because you felt bad for your flaws. Like you felt guilty.
Yeah. And then,
he was like, I gotta go. I got an engagement to call off.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He felt, you know, a certain type of way, as he should, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you hired old girl, you know, and was she wrong for doing that?
Absolutely.
So she's totally wrong for trying to hire somebody.
Absolutely.
To make him. So it's like in my mind, I'm thinking like, yeah, it was a messed up. It was like a weird thing to do, if anything. Like, I don't know if it's wrong or it's just weird. Like, why would you put me in the arms of another woman, knowing who I am?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Knowing that I could possibly fall for this girl, and then once I find out what happened, because it's like you're gonna find out at some point, right? But they found out when he was married.
But not even that though. Like, why? Why would you? I would never, if I'm going through something, no matter what I'm going through with my wife, if we wasn't together, she can do exactly what she wants to. I couldn't get no attitude if she was all I'm on to do. Like this, we're not together. That's why I pointed out the fact that he broke up with her before he met Jada. So it's like anything he's doing at that moment, that he's not in a relationship, he can do what he wants.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like if we ain't together, what you setting me up for? Set me up while we're together. Okay, find out if I'm cheating or not.
Right. Yeah.
Do that. That's still weird, but that makes more sense. But if we're not together, how you gonna pay somebody to see if I'm cheating? That don't make no sense.
Yeah, I can see a person, not me, but I can see a person like being flattered by it. Not sure who the person would be, but I could just see
a serial cheater.
A serial cheater. I can see somebody being just like, man, like you went through all of this to be with me, like because it's like technically you got cheated on, and it's like you want to be with me so bad that you're going like through this. Like this is a weird thing to do. You know what I mean? Somebody might find that like attractive. Like man, like. You really want to be with me and just be with her.
Man, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, it is. I feel like I could see somebody being like flattered by just a person that is, I don't know, intrigued by what she did. Like
a serial cheater.
You wanted me that bad. So let's be
somebody that's gonna give her what she want, but still be in them streets.
Imagine hearing that story, like you dating somebody and some girl tell you that it's just like, oh yeah, you know, I just broke up with my boyfriend. Like I tried to get somebody to, you know, make him fall in love with me and all of that. I'll be just like, oh, okay. Check.
I'm out. Ain't nothing to talk. That's weird.
When you meet somebody, man, like you got to watch what you say sometimes. But you can't just say anything just because you know, getting to know somebody. Some things you just got to hold back. Like things that, you know, ain't nobody, you can tell the truth for the most part, but you could keep some stuff to yourself. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You don't got to tell everybody everything.
Nah, you don't. That's just wild. Some things ain't going like, because you might have changed. You know what I mean? It's like everybody deserves like a second chance. You make one mistake, that don't mean that that's who I am for the, you know, the rest of my relationships. Like, hey, just to let you know, I used to cheat like crazy. You know what I mean? I'm not telling nobody that.
No, especially if you change, like that's, what am I bringing that back up? Why am I putting them red flags in your head?
Exactly. That's like, okay, like I'm telling you, that's who you can tell somebody who you used to be is like, you know, if it don't change nothing, you know what I mean? Like I used to hoop. Yeah. I don't hoop no more. But I'm not gonna tell you, like back in the day, boy, I just get my cheat on hard. I cheat on everybody I was with.
That works if you about 20 years in your marriage. That's when it works.
And she never asked you before.
Right. It's like amongst friends that's like when your kids be like, Daddy, was you out there? Oh, before your mama, boy, before your mama. I had them, boy.
Like your mama almost didn't make it. Right. Like, you know, being like that kind of stuff. Like your mama was my number 3. You know, I mean, she don't know that, but yeah, she was
your mama. Your mama cousin Tisha. I was with her first. That's how I met your mama.
What? You never told me that.
Like if you don't shut up, Tisha dead now. If you don't shut up,
you gonna leave me? We got a whole house together. You know what I mean?
That's what it's good to say, but
yeah,
off top,
I ain't telling nobody I cheated on any. That's wild. Like you know, like that's just something that's like, hey, I'm not that person no more. You're not gonna keep that on me. You know what I mean?
You sit down and break it down. Somebody you just started talking to, like, yeah, I was good at it too. She never expected it. Yeah, I used to be in and out. She thought everything was good.
Right, exactly. She was like,
I used to take her to this restaurant.
Check. So if a girl tell me that, I don't know, like I'm not going to take her seriously. Like, I'll date you still, but I don't know if I'm gonna be with you. If you be just like, oh yeah, I cheated on every dude I was with. I'm like, oh, okay. I
don't trust you at all.
I'm gonna do what I do, but I'm not gonna be. I can't be with you.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. But so Corey after they break up. Corey goes to see Jada, and she like, yeah, you wasn't supposed to do that, but you fell in love with him, did you? And she didn't respond, so I was like, that's enough.
Well,
but she tells her like, yeah, he loves you too. Basically, and you can see it's like in that moment she kind of accepted it.
Yeah, she was just like, this dude, like I done been through all of this at this point. It's just like, there's no way I'm gonna get him. Yeah, so it's, she shows up at the apartment. That's when we get the Jay Will called her a skeezer. You a skeezer? I knew you was a skeezer. You trying to find the pimples on her booty.
She walk in, she trying to talk to him. He giving her the cold shoulder, which I would too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let me ask you that. Would you be mad at her?
Jada?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would be like, I'd be kind of weirded out by it. I'm just like, so what was true? When she would have told me her name was not Jada, I don't know if I could believe her no more. Because like I'm telling you, it's easy to lose trust in a person that you don't really know like that. You know what I mean? Like if I just met you and you already done lied, like how am I supposed to get by that? Because it's like now I think you lying about everything.
Yeah, because it wasn't a minor lie. That's something big.
Right. I was like, do you really like poetry? Do you like me? Like, what was all that about? You know what I mean? Because at this point, it's like you just, I think if he wasn't a cheater and a liar, he probably wouldn't have been with her. I think the fact that he had already done dirt, you know what I mean? Was just like, I can see how a person would lie. I can see how a person would do something as bad as this because he's done so much dirt and, hurt so many people. He's just like, it's almost like he would have been a hypocrite if he didn't get with her.
It was weird. You know what's weird about that? It seemed like he had a bunch of girls that he was just running through. Mm-hmm. Like, why did he pick her to be like open up to? You know what I mean?
I think he opened up to everybody, and I think that's how a serial cheater, if that's even a thing. I think that's just how that works. It's like you just being yourself. You make girls fall in love with you,
right?
And you just be yourself because he really is into poetry. You know what I mean? He really did. He probably set up that romantic space for hella people. You know, and it's like that was just an easy thing for him to do for a woman to be like, oh man, like this guy really likes me. He's getting into the things that I like. I like the things that he likes. It's just like we got this in common. And hey, It's just that simple. You smashing. And then he like, all right, I'm not interested in it anymore. That was like one of the thoughts too, but not one of the pieces of dialogue they had about like once you smash, you're not even attracted to that person no more. It's like you'll do all of this stuff leading up into that. Now you're like,
once you got that,
it's like you act different.
Right. Now it's like, let me find a reason. Exactly. Kind of reminiscent of Boomerang. Well, Eddie Murphy was like, once I got it, now it's like, oh, her feet. I ain't like her feet. It's like, nah, you already got it. Now you ain't nothing accomplished no more.
Yeah, this movie took pieces from a lot of different movies. Like Two Can Play That Game, Boomerang, The Wood. You know what I mean? A lot of little black quotes or inspiration.
And did it perfectly though.
They did. It wasn't like it was almost like a paying homage.
Yeah, it wasn't in a cheap way. It wasn't like we're just gonna use that setup.
Right. They would have used the whole plot to like Two Can Play. I'd been like, and I've seen movies like that to where it's just like you just gonna take the whole movie? Like, really? same dialogue. All right,
you're gonna do everything the same, huh?
Yeah, they did a good job.
So the movie basically ends off her in that poetry space. So, okay, so this is what I'm a little confused about. Oh no, I'm not, because the dialogue lets you know. So she bought the space, right?
Yes.
She bought the space.
I think she bought that same space. I'm not 100% sure because it's like, who would she have bought it from? Wasn't he the dude that was in control of it? Jason?
Yeah. Okay, wait. So was she at the club where he did the poetry, or was she at the new club?
I'm not 100% sure. It was like they didn't show the outside. The first time they showed the outside of the building with that yellow sign. The second time they were just already in there.
Yeah, but then at the end of the movie, you see he got the keys to the sign, the place with the yellow sign.
Right. So I was like, I think she wasn't in that place yet, because once he gave her the keys, like at the end of the movie, right? Like when you see those hands jiggle the keys in front of her face. Yeah. So I think she was somewhere else.
But Peaches was like, that was great. After she read the poem, Peaches walked up and was like, that was a great
rehearsal.
Not rehearsal. What do they call it? Mic check.
Mic check. Okay, yeah. But that could have been she could have just been at a poetry place early or something.
Okay.
I don't think that was the same place, but I don't know for sure either. So it's hard to tell.
Right. So either way it goes, they end up together. He buys her, or she buys the place through him. I don't know how that worked, but she ends up with the place.
Yeah, he gave her the keys at the end. That was pretty much it.
Pretty much end of the movie. once again, perfect execution. Moolah Films. What's his name? Kamal.
The guy that directed it.
Thomas L. Harris.
Yeah, I think Kamal Harris is somebody totally different. But yeah,
I don't know why I keep thinking Kamal. Thomas L. Harris.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
And Derek Scott is the writer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all did this, man.
Yeah. Well, like y'all definitely got something. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of pretty much what y'all have done so far. I know there's other movies that I haven't seen yet that they've done. And I probably, need to. I never seen that one. I think the first movie they did was like Buffed Up. I had heard about that, but I never saw it.
Buffed Up is funny.
It's a good movie. Yeah, I was in Buffed Up, yeah, and I know that's their movie as well.
Buffed Up is hilarious.
Yeah.
Buffed Up is hilarious. The only reason I didn't suggest us reviewing it because it's older.
It was older, yeah.
But Buffed Up it's hilarious.
Yeah, they got a few movies, man. So I need to go back and have a little Moolah Films or
right. Hey, but anyway, so we can get to these ratings, but I think it's kind of predicted. We can still do it though, just for ratings purposes.
Right. Yeah. I can give this movie a ride. Right.
I was about to say, you better stop playing, man.
All four rights.
Hey. Right.
Give him extra.
I gave it 5. I gave it an extra one. I gave it an extra one just because I want y'all to do that Thanksgiving one, man. Don't play with us, man. I need the Thanksgiving one.
Yeah.
I need a Halloween one. I need a New Year's one. We need a Valentine's Day one.
Yeah.
Stop playing with us. Same team. We want the same team on these movies.
Yeah.
Y'all killing the underground movie space right now.
They are. Yeah, I'm rocking with them. So they gonna keep us on Tubi. Because Tubi was good. That's what they're gonna keep us going to Tubi because we didn't kind of fell off of Tubi movies for a second, but I think as long as they keep on dropping movies on there, we're gonna be
no more on Vimeo, man. We like watching it on TV.
He's like, y'all gonna pay for this one?
I'll pay for it, just not on Vimeo. Just go straight to Amazon Prime or something, man. That Vimeo stuff is stupid. I would watch their movies in theaters, but I know it's hard to get your movie across America in theaters. So they from Detroit, right? So they probably got it in some Detroit viewings, but I don't think they can get it everywhere.
Yeah, they'll have like premieres. Like I wish, some of these movies, it would be nice to go to like premieres and stuff like that, but they only gonna have it where they from. So it's like Detroit is probably easy to just pull up. You know what I mean? But if they try to put this movie in the theaters, it's like that'd be kind of wasting money for them. You know what I mean? It's such a small market. For them to get people to actually watch it, have to be hella promotion. And that's more money. So
that's more money going out than coming in. I feel it.
Yeah. So they're gonna do this for a minute. And hey, if it's working, it's working.
It's working. It's working. Keep the team together, man. Keep y'all together. It was crazy seeing big dude with the dreads play the son of who was his mama in the last movie. I mean, playing the baby dad.
He came out of nowhere. I was just like, oh, there you go.
I was like, that's your son. What did you? Y'all can't be together. You was the son in the Christmas movie. You can't be her man now.
Hey. It worked. I was like, they could have low key used the same. Remember the dad from the Christmas movie?
He was in there.
Who was he?
He was her dad. He was Jada's dad.
That was the same dude?
He just had dreads. My wife said the same thing.
I was like, I don't recognize bro.
That was him.
Because I remember he had the glasses on and the backwards hat. It was just like he just looked like a younger dude. But hey,
he looked like Carlos Miller daddy. That's him. He just had dreads in this one.
Okay, well, hey, but that was the same mama. The mama that was in there, yeah. They use everybody. Now I'm looking at the picture.
Yeah,
I think it was two girls that wasn't there though. Remember the daughter of the bald head guy in the Christmas one. She wasn't in that one.
No, she wasn't in it.
Yeah, I'm looking at her. But for sure, like, share, subscribe, all that.
Talk to us. We talk back. We ever if you there. Tell us what y'all think about this movie. And watch this movie and run these numbers up. Because, hey, I'm serious, man. Thomas L. Harris, man, don't play with us. We need that Thanksgiving. Moolah Films, we need that Thanksgiving. Same cast, man. Just make it happen, man. Stop playing. I got an attitude like I know what they're doing already.
It's funny when you think about this movie. It's low key like a bad moral of the story kind of situation. It's just like you get your cheat on and find the love of your life. You know what I mean?
No, hey, I ain't gonna say that. I think it's the moral of the story is everybody can change. You know, I don't think it's that.
Hey, fellas, you know what I mean? Ain't no consequences to cheating. You might find the love of your life. You know what I mean? If you ain't cheating,
she
you ain't
bad
trying.
too, though. She bad. She bad too, though. They both bad, and they both came together and fixed it.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
The moral of the story is don't settle down until it's time to settle down. You don't settle down just to settle down. Like, you know, like he was like, yeah, she's beautiful, she got a promotion, she got a good job. It's not reasons to settle down, man. That ain't saying nothing.
Cheat until you find your queen.
Hey. I don't condone nothing he talking about.
Man. Cheat on your woman, find the love of your life.
No, man, just don't settle down until you ready to settle down. One person means one person. Like he said, you try to dance with one person for life. That's different.
Yeah.
Cheat till you find your queen. It's not a quote. Fellas, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, man. Anyway, y'all, it's Black on Black Prime. We out.
We out of here.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify and follow us on IG and TikTok.